Hey everyone, Todd at 51% Crew, doing another educational video here. And tonight's topic we're going to talk about is margin lending. Uh, you say, Todd, what's margin lending? Well, basically, margin lending is on Bitfinex, and I believe Polynex still does it, but I don't trade on there anymore. So I'm going to go over the Bitfinex side of things and give you a little explanation of the margin lending feature. So what it is on Bitfinex, we have a feature basically that you can take the money, your tether or dollars or whatever you want to call it, um, and basically if you're not using that to trade, you can lend that out on their platform and let other traders use that money to trade with, and you collect interest off of it. And it's basically free money because most people I notice, I see them talking on the internet and everything, and they're like, oh, I've been sitting in tether. I've been sitting in tether during the corrections and everything. When you could be taking that money right then and there and putting it to work for you, and it's a good return. So it's something to consider if you're basically sitting there with a balance in your account, you're not currently trading it, and there's some certain workarounds. So first I'll show you how to do it. Basically, you go in here to your funding tab and you click USD or whatever it is on there. You'll find it. And you come in here and you look and you say, oh, okay, well, here's the rate that it's going for now. It's like 0.123, 0.124%. So you can lend out anywhere from 2 days up to 30-day loans. And currently it's at 1.2813. So don't always just throw in the lowest number because there's bots that'll keep recycling it. You got to kind of watch over here and see what actually the rate is going for. So right now you could probably easy get 1.2, I'd say 1.25 would be easy because once these will fill, it'll go up here to like 1.25. So what you'll do is you'll just simply put in 0.125 or whatever that you've seen from over here filling. And, let's say, you want to put 100,000 in. And you can pick your period for, 2 days, 5 days, 30 days, whatever you want to loan that money for. So here's a good example. All right, you're trading during the week and you got out of your position. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna head to the beach this weekend. I'm gonna be gone Friday till Sunday night. So why would you just let Tether sit there in your account when you could be earning interest off of this? So you'd put in a loan and you'd hit offer for 2 days and let it to fill. So what that is so 0.125%, you're like, oh man, that doesn't sound like much. But really it is, because this is 0.125% per day. So if you put in $100,000 at 0.125% for 2 days, we're going to calculate this. So you'll basically be getting $100 a day. And for your entire 2-day period, if the loan stays full, it'll be $212 roughly. This is 38% APR. That's like unheard of. Where can you loan your money at a bank or something? Banks give you like a percent, maybe a couple percent, sometimes a fraction of a percent. And this is a way more convenient too, because like I said, you can do a 2-day loan, you can do a 30-day loan, whatever you have free. So over the course of, let's say you had 100 grand and you did it for 30 days, you would make $3,187 non-compounded. If you kept compounding that, you would make $3,245 in interest for a month. That's 49% APR compounded. That's crazy. Like, to basically do nothing except for reset loans. $3,000 a month to do loans off $100,000. That's like unheard of. So that's basically what it is. And you say, well, Todd, they're trading with my money. What if they lose it? That's the thing. They can't. I've been doing this for, God, man, I don't know how long, like it's been so long. Let's put it this way: it's been so long I can't even remember how long I've been doing it. Years and years and years, and I've never lost a penny on margin lending because they have a safety feature built in that will automatically liquidate the trader that borrowed the money from you if he gets into a liquidation phase, which would basically, I believe, he has to have 30%, something like that. But anyway, there's safety features built in. So that's not something that you should really be concerned about. Also, the money, it can never leave the platform. So this cannot leave Bitfinex here. So they can't just buy Bitcoin and send it somewhere else to trade with. This is always just locked in here. It's kind of like a ledger, them keeping track. The funds don't actually change hands from account to account. It's kind of like them keep a ledger of the trading and what they borrowed from you and all that. And there's some little tricks and stuff you can learn eventually if you get good at this. Like, for example, I have some loans out right now, and I'm loaning a good portion of it because the rate was up the other day. It was like 2.79 or something, which was crazy. So I loaned it out, and if I want to trade today, I'll just sit here and I'll borrow it at 1.22%. I mean, 0.122%. So I basically have my money loaned out for double what I can borrow it back from. So I'm borrowing money at half the rate that I'm lending it. So I'm actually profiting off of that spread also. So if you get good enough at it, there's little ways you can work with this and, make yourself some extra cash. So, I'm not obviously, I'm not sitting there trying to push you over to Bitfinex or anything, but if you already have an account, and you're going away for the weekend, why not, lend out your money? It's basically free money, or if you're not trading with that money for the week, say you have a big balance in your account and you're like, all right, I got $500,000, but I'm only trading 100,000 right now. So loan out 2 or 300,000 or whatever, whatever you feel comfortable. You can loan as minimum of is $50. So, it's not going to be much. It's going to be a couple dollars a day for you, but something's better than nothing here. So I figured I'd give you a quick explanation of that and let you get a look at it. It's relatively simple. Fill in your rate and put in the amount you want to lend, the period of days, and just hit offer. And it's going to basically throw it right here. And once that order fills, it'll go provided. And the thing is with this, though, you can't cancel these. So keep that in mind. You can't cancel and say, hey, I want my money back. The only way I can cancel is if the trader closes the position and decides to pay you back, or they get liquidated and pay you back, or the time period expires and is not renewed. So there's a lot of ways to do this. There's another feature called FRR. It's flash return rate. So if you wanted to basically walk away and have this auto lend for you, you could set it at the flash return rate and just click the renew tab once it gets on there, and it'll automatically keep lending this out for you. So you can basically set this and forget it. You could walk away for a year if you wanted to, and it'll keep lending it. And the way they calculate the flash return rate is, I believe it's every hour. They take the average of the loans, the high and the low loan, and they get your flash return rate. It's generally a little bit lower than what you can actually get for it, but it gives you the convenience of not having to sit here and watch it. So, I think it's every hour they calculate the loans. It might be every 2 hours, but that's irrelevant because it's going to get you in the ballpark generally of, what the daily, average is. So that's something you can take into consideration also. And if you don't have a Bitfinex account and you want to try this out or check it out, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the discount code I have for this. It's roughly 10% off your lending fees, trading fees, and everything at Bitfinex if you want to sign up for an account. So I'll leave that in the description, and I will leave this Bitfinex swap calculator, the link to that, in the description. That way you can figure out what you're actually going to make and play around with it. And if you have any questions, or maybe I forgot something, I just wanted to jump on here for a few minutes and give you guys a little bit of knowledge here. So if I forgot something, just ask me in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply back to you and give you an answer. So coming up on my 10-minute mark. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys learned something from it. Maybe you can take something away from this. Maybe you can't. So I will catch you guys on the next video, and happy trading.